Hope
Alex,
someone is huh?
good luck.
Thank you. Hope someone is recording this.
I can if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me pull up my OBS.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to, I don't even know what this is called, but it's called the Balloon Speedway. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and it's lights out, and away we go. FWR seems to be getting off to a bad start here. McLovington getting overtaken by 3 cars from pole position. I think that make that 5. And soon enough, that's going to be 6 with our Hillside, who, by the way, is rocking the Atsu scheme, which is absolutely magnificent, if I must say. This is not Blazing Atsu. But, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have Mick Lovington leading once again. It's a chaotic race, it seems. As Dusains finds himself in the back. Seems to be a bit of a wreck happening there. But we're going into lap numero 4 with Mick Lovington leading. I don't even get to speak, and already someone else is leading. Seems that Firefox getting a bit more challenges on these circuits. Of course, on a road course, he would have been like 4 seconds away by now. But of course, that's an oval. You can catch up pretty hard there. So then that skill doesn't matter as much. But here at FWR, in terms of substitutes, we only seem to have one today, in the likes of Zesty, that will be racing here from D2. I already got a great weekend in D2 a few hours ago, but you know, I can talk about it in the selfie. But for now, FWR is leading. My voice is shit there, and Dusains is behind him. But it's all a big old pack, and I mean, I don't know if anyone there can predict a winner already. But it seems like FWR is kind of seeming like the favorite. And then the only thing he's really doing is just driving good and taking advantage of the fact that people are stuck together on the pack, which naturally makes them fight more, which also makes them slower. But maybe, you know, I don't know if FWR's won yet, but like, I don't know if he's won. But this could be his first win if they keep working not together at all like this.
I don't believe he has one.
No,
you know, this track it has like a really tight atmosphere. You see a lot of the quarter paneling going on. It's just that no one can really go out because they can't turn in a good answer. You see Firefox there can't even go into the corner without hitting the outside wall, and that's just with him by himself. That just shows how tight that track is. However, the 40, if Dev continues to lead, he's been leading for about 4 or 5 laps at this point, has multiple chumps right behind him, and the 34, then right behind him is the 18 of Zesty. Zesty was a bit chaotic in D2. Of course, with the whole LA Coliseum thing, is he just put the 34 in the wall. So it's about maybe a 1 to 2 car length gap. You see Dev braking in turns number 1 and 2, trying to get that exit out. Definitely what you'd be wanting to do here. I don't think full sending would work, as you see McLovington try to do it, and he's back into the wall. So I think that you're going to need to definitely be on the brakes there a little bit, or at least tapping that W key to be able, that A key to be able to turn the car as best as you can. But I mean, no one can really catch up to him because of just how congested the track is. And you know, it has been. Oh man, I don't know what to say. The 34 gets sideways. The 29 tries to keep on going into it, but I mean, it's just so congested that no one can catch up to this 40 car. And I mean, you can just see how much of a difference not full sending takes into the corner. But coming into the final corner, the 40 has a massive lead over the field. They're 4 wide entering turn number 1. Firefox has to brake to get out of it, but no one can even prove their worth against the 40, as Dev wins it to Bloon as they wreck behind him.
Yeah, and meanwhile, I've managed to confirm that this will be his first win in D1. Congratulations on that one, Dev.
What is that stupid track?
You know, you were. Also, what was remarkable, they were. FWR just was able to get off very nicely. And Firefox was probably like the best driver here. Just that he wasn't able to get through that whole pack, which just made FWR get away even more.
Well, I think that's something else that kind of contributed to it is that, you know, we had a lot of people thinking that they could go full throttle on that track, and I don't think, and especially going 3 to 4 wide, I don't think you can do it. I think it's just pretty much impossible to be able to do that. And you see the 40 car just get a massive lead because they were tapping their WQ in the corners, not going full throttle. They helped the car turn better, and it showed clear that it was working there as he was a massive lead going to that win.
Yeah. I mean, like, it just felt like maybe like more experienced drivers. I mean, this is FWR's like, I think this is maybe like 7th race in D1. Maybe more experienced drivers that have been here for a long time were maybe like panicking a little bit. You know, not wanting to lose much ground on that championship, and then they started going full throttle.
Well,
and that's gonna end bad for you.
Yeah, you saw especially with I think it was Zesty and I believe multiple jumps. They were able to catch him when they were going single file. However, when they went 2x2, 3x3, they were struggling and just significantly to make the corner.
Yeah.
But I mean, second race here,
a good comment from Dusain. I think a little bit earlier in the race was literally, can we like work together? I mean, if they would have worked together, FWR wouldn't have gotten that win most likely. But definitely a deserving win. Just took advantage.
I think it also does make a significant impact on the race because of the quarter panel system that these cars have. Is that if you tap the left or rear quarter panel, it gets the cars either loose or tight. And you know, we saw a lot of that. We saw, I think, the 34 go into the wall with the the 42 for a bit, and I think that's just what allowed the 40 to pull away as we get ready to race at Rockingham here.
Yes. And it's FWR starting on pole. His win was just last race, and it seems like MC is having a bit of issues. I don't know why he didn't start, but that's not nice for MC, I guess. But FWR will be leading us in Rockingham. By name Alex and by name Firefox. Firefox is probably a track which he can win at, but he has some more competition. Overall, I think this grid in D1 is just a bit better than last season, as it is. But, I mean, I'd be loving to hear some people's opinion on my take on that, but I think it's just a little bit better than it was last season, which means Firefox now has a bit more competition, as he does overtake the lead from FWR, though. And I think also to saying something pretty smart here, you don't have to overtake just because you can. I do agree with that. And I mean, of course, sometimes it's necessary to overtake, but you don't always have to do that. As FWR is leading us yet again. And McLovington is behind him. And it's a bit like, it's just like last race, really. It's separated a bit of packs, really. Just a big old midfield pack. And that's pretty closing into McLovington. We're now in McLovington and FWR, and then you have, which is now becoming 2 packs as MC is trying to make his way back up. Just really proving that catch-up is really OP. Almost Zesty just getting Richter. That's not. I don't think Zesty's very happy about that. And there we go, Zesty. Oh, he's not gonna be happy about that. I know for sure. And it's like now Zesty. I mean, remember there is fastest lap points on the line, so that might be a bit beneficial for Zesty if no one else wrecks. Which means he's getting this catch-up speed. Plus, because he's a bit, like, he's pretty far back, not, like, astronomically far, but I think it's still enough for a speed boost. Which just means he's gonna get that faster lap if he drives good. Which is still points. And now we'll be seeing Dusain's, and it's everyone overtaking McLovington here. I don't think McLovington's very interested in fighting that. I mean, it's just lap 6 out of 14. There's enough time to catch up and stuff. As we're going into lap 7, where my partner Chameleon will be taking it over.
Yeah, that was the first lap that the 40 did not lead over the race. That would allow Firefox to get the lead. Going 3x3 here, I've been noticing that they haven't really been doing those those 3-car lines, especially because of the bumper locking. We saw it happen a little bit earlier in the race with the 18, 29, and someone else. But 40 gets a bit ping-ponged off the wall there. They will be able to keep it up. But you don't want to be pushing if you're that third car in line, as we saw earlier. And there goes the 6. He'll be able to save it. That would get the 99 to the lead. But as I was saying, you don't want to be the third car pushing in line because it allows these cars to bumper lock, and it makes it so much harder for them to turn. And we saw it a bit earlier in the race with the 29 and 88. And I forgot the other car, might have been the 99. As you see right here, Zesty tries to go to the outside. The inside lane will be the best lane all day as Alex goes up into the wall and he'll spin out. He will be able to keep on going. But it looked like Alex just didn't really know where he was going there. He was going up at least 1 to 2 lanes there in that corner. But that gives a pretty big lead to the 99 of McLovington. It's at least 1.5 seconds to the field as Dusain gets pushed by the 40 trying to catch up to him. It's been, let's see, it's not been a Ford domination as the Chevy won the first race, but you see you got 2 Chevys on the bottom lane here with Dusain's and Dev. Dev might just try to get underneath Dusain's a bit, pushes him up the track. Luckily, he does have the 34 to be able to draft up to him, though. McLovington goes to the outside. I don't know why he did that, but that allowed Dusain's to get underneath him as we were almost 4 wide there. The 40 went underneath the 1. The 40 being pushed by the 6 of Ueco. The 40 trying to go 2 in a row here to get their second career win in VRL. The 6 will go underneath him, being pushed by the 99. The 99 will get in line between the 29 and the 6. Remember, you don't want a bumper lock here. As the 6, the 99 hits the brakes in the corner. That will impact his race a lot as you see the 29 go into the 40. But the 6 currently has a pretty big lead here. I think it's maybe almost the biggest lead of the day. It's definitely not the biggest. The 34 has a run. Here comes the 1 behind him. It'll become 2 to go this time by. The 1 being pushed by that 29. The 29 pushes him up the track. The 6 has been leading for the last 2 laps. The 99 pushes the 29 up the track. Nearly 4 wide. They are 4 wide as they head into turn number 3 and 4 for the second to final time. 2 cars up the track. It's Alex and Firefox. White flag this time by. McLovington took back the lead. I believe he took it back on the outside, but it is the white flag. McLovington trying to hold off the 6. He gets pushed by the 1, or may have gotten tight. I don't know. The 18 definitely did push the 1, though. Try to get further. The 18 gonna try to beat the 99. He gets pushed out of the way by the 1. The 99 blocks the 1 to the bottom. Nobody else has anything else to do. McLovington will win at Rockingham.
Congratulations, McLovington. As it seems like we have a bit of a... It seems FWR is a bit cursed here. From first to last in the... First place in the previous race, and now last. Also, I want to note that... Interestingly enough, FWR last season, he was a substitute, and I saw him racing around a bit last season. I already thought he had a win, but no, that previous race was like actually his first career win.
Another thing to note is that this race kind of had a similar theme as the last one. A lot of pushing and shoving. We saw that a lot, especially with Alex Zesty in the final laps with Dusain's entering turn number 1. And you just have to wonder: is every race on for this week going to be the exact same track? And as it's Mellon, we probably will see the same thing again. Now, I will say my tryout race for this, the second one I did with Kevin, was very good. So it probably won't be the same as it's nearly a full field, but Mellon is probably going to just act exactly as Doubloon Speedway did.
Yeah, I was just going to say. Also, I think FW is going to be very happy with that win because I'm checking the rankings right now, and I just noticed in the entire top 21 drivers, he was the only one that had not gotten a win yet. I mean, even top 22, my corrections, he was the only one that hadn't gotten one. But that's probably because he was subbing on a very high division. I think he was regularly... The subbing he did was in D1. Did you get 3 wins last week? In what division?
We'll also say that Dev was the second highest substitute driver behind me, of course, but that still doesn't take back the fact that they definitely do have...
Brogalizing
I know.
himself.
But that definitely shows that they can be able to compete in these top divisions of the sport.
Yeah. Yeah, I also want to note the highest substitute right now on rankings is, I mean, there probably are new substitutes because ranking haven't, of course, updated yet. But the highest substitution, as I see right now, is Texan. I'm surprised he didn't get an division. I think he just didn't try out then.
He's been substituting this season.
He substituted last season, not this season though. Weirdly. I'm just wondering, when are we gonna see a new ranking? Because interestingly enough, the biggest gainer last ranking was McLovington, went up 7 positions.
I mean, he was substituting last season.
Yeah.
And he also did join in a little bit late into last season, so he was able to probably get a couple wins in, especially D3, D4, considering they weren't as what they are right now. But I mean, he is D1 for a reason.
I just realized, I think that that last race was maybe Zesty's D1 day. I think that first race we did today was Zesty's D1 debut.
I definitely don't think that's right, but it might be. I think
I will go ahead and check for you real quick.
I think he substituted last season somewhere. But we're about to get ready to start on the final race here at Mellon. It's basically like Martinsville, just maybe a bit shorter. That the inside line definitely will be the right one to go to. You're gonna definitely see the W tappers, so maybe Dev can maybe get another win here, just like how they did at Doubloon.
Yeah.
But it's gonna race just the same as the other track.
And I think I have just been able to confirm that last race was indeed Zesty's D1 debut. They've not subbed at all here. That's a surprising one, to be honest. I did not expect that.
Yeah, you get new subs every week in this league.
Yeah, so D1 rookies. I don't know. I saw Dusane's talking about some unseriousness here, but
it's gonna be Ford Lockout on the front row as the starter has the green flag in hand.
Yeah. And our winner, I mean, probably our, I think, biggest margin win should be today, starting in last. McLovington wants to hold that position, probably just wants to drive this out, get those 2 wins in, and, want to be competing for the championship. Now, interestingly enough, you can go look back at this is a pretty boring track for all of this, really. It's not like a lot of overtaking going on, just a big of clusters. So I'll be talking about this for a minute. But you can go look back at previous seasons and see that Firefox used to just run away with the title after season 1. But now really it isn't seeming like that anymore. Like, he's finding himself down as 7th right now, which I'm pretty sure is to his bad starting position. But McLovington also, commenting on him, he's driving a great race right here. I mean, this is just basically FWR's race, isn't it? Really?
I think he's doing the same thing.
Yeah, he's just driving good, and overall, that whole crowd is not just working together at all. Yeah, and as Dusaid is saying, I totally agree with this. Work together. McLovington, he's leading by 1.5 seconds. That's pretty good margins on ovals. And if he makes a mistake, you can then probabilize that. Also, FWR making his way from 8th up to 2nd. Commendable for that also, I must say. And last place is right now MC, then Dusains, then Darf, then Zesty, then Firefox, then Alex. And FWR, of course, McLovington, who's been racing and leading this entire race. And if he does one more lap, he gets most laps. That's also a point. You gotta remember that. And on to Chameleon we go.
I think we're seeing the 40 hit. I think Dev has been using this strategy for a bit longer. I definitely think that McLovington is most likely tapping the W key in the corners, helping him get the car to rotate. However, his 10-lap lead has just been caught down by the 40, who dominated Doubloon, and I believe that they may continue what they've been doing at Doubloon. I think they might be able to keep on going. A little bit of an off corner there by the 40, as the 99 will get pushed out of the way. Been a lot cleaner race than Doubloon. We haven't really seen There's a lot more track width here, so a lot of people aren't necessarily going into the walls like how they did at Doubloon. However, still a lot of contact back there. Dev trying to get their second career win. Dusane's already has plenty of wins in this series, starting to catch up to Dev, though. As it looks like the top two are now starting to make a breakaway. The 99 is now back into third with Alex. Dev opens up the bottom. That allows Dusane's to get to the bottom. Dusane's will go on and pass Dev. Will Dev get back underneath him? Yes, he will be 3 wide into turns 3 and 4. Nick Lovington on the bottom. He will not be able to clear just yet. They're side-by-side entering turn 1. He'll get the push from Dusane's, and McLovington will clear as the race leader for the second time today. He already led the first 10 laps.
Oh.
Nearly gets spun out. A bunch of contact there in the middle half. That allows Zesty to get up to second. Again, Zesty making his D1 debut. I believe subbing for Fivery, I believe. Another pretty good driver.
Yeah, that's high pressure, I must say.
Both, I know Zesty in a Toyota today. Well, he usually does drive a Toyota, just not the 18. There's much more contact in the back. McLovington starting to pull away. As we get to the final lap here, he'll have to defend from the 18 of Zesty. Zesty to the bottom. He won't get there because of the angled walls. McLovington looking for 2 in a row, and he's going to use the lessons learned from Doubloon Speedway to get it. McLovington wins at Mellon.
Congratulations, McLovington. I mean, I think Zesty was just hoping for that debut win, you know. Which, of course, is pretty understandable, as it will be McLovington, probably this week's MVP. And as I noticed, really, as soon as FWR got loose from that crowd at Mellon, he just